All right, Vanya and Nagro, would you like to walk us through what happened 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, let me check my notes.
As far as I remember, we are in the cockpit of a Titan and we're conversing with the Princeps.
Yes.
And have made an enemy of the little Skaven dude whose name I don't remember.
And we found an entire dungeon inside the ship or something.
An entire dungeon. A vertical dungeon, nonetheless. And the party had a whimsical sort of route through here, and then there was some vertical action, and they went across here, they went over here, they played around in this thing for a while, and they went out here with the toboggan, and they finally circled all the way around, right like that. It was pretty great, actually. It's like watching rats in a maze. Anything else to add? Because there's really a lot going on here. There's really anything can help our other players.
I've listed all that I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, we turned everything off above the dungeon, and it turns out we needed everything on.
Turning it off is quite a it's quite a light way to put it, but yeah, I can I can accept that. So right now, and what about the Engineerium? What happened at the Engineerium?
That I do not recall.
Is that up at the top with the fist?
No. One
There
of the
was
rooms.
There was, yeah, this room right here. There was like a chute, remember? And it smelled like something inside the chute.
Oh, right.
Right.
It
smelled like my wound.
Yeah.
And why did it smell like the wound?
Reasons, magic.
Was it the little dude that shot you?
Yeah, I think the Skaven was nesting there or whatever.
It was the warp gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the party wanted to get the gun to power the Titan. That was one of the last things the party decided they wanted to do. And now you're at, oh my gosh. There we go. You are within the cockpit of the Titan, which is where you were last left off, and you are greeted once again by the Princeps, who is scarred and leathery in form. The chamber was supposed to be. Come on, just let me annotate. The chamber was supposed to be on O, and I think that's about all you really dialed in at this point, was the chamber was set on O.
I think you'd circled some other stuff. I just don't remember what they were.
You would actually, would you like to go through a step-by-step basis of what you gathered here, Nagro, between all settings?
I would, because I have memory problems. Oof.
Yeah, I don't remember what that cockpit controlled.
It's a Titan. We're in a Titan.
That's right.
Somebody decided to turn everything off upstairs. Temporal.
With
How many times can I shoot this before it stops working?
I've never wanted to scold a party more than at that time.
I had nothing to do with that.
That's what this whole campaign has been, so.
And the Princeps is floating inside the tank, kind of just watching you and probably trying to tell you to do stuff. But the last time you tried to talk to him, he just screamed at you in one of my typical ear shrieking screams.
I could swear that there was more things circled.
I thought so too.
Yeah, there were more things circled actually. Oh yeah, the servitor team is stuck. Was on R.
It was the containment array. That was the big deal.
Yeah.
Containment array is set to C. In fact, I think I circled all of them actually. Yeah, they were all circled. They all had something circled on them. And Jan Boral, take a perception test, please. Oh no, that's what I need. Okay.
That's a 17.
You hear, and I mean, most people are hearing this too, but you somehow hear it first. You hear a rat-like voice say, "Give back the rack! Give back the rack!"
The rack? The trophy rack?
The rack! Give back!
The rack. I don't have a rack.
I have a trophy rack from like, not the beginning of the campaign, but a long time ago. Do we hear where the voice is coming from?
The voice is coming from outside the hall. And the voice is coming from y'all are located. Gotta zoom out. This program isn't so bad. I was just complaining about it because I'm such a boomer. Such a boomer. You guys are located in here, and you hear it coming from somewhere in the immediate area on the outside.
Well, I'm gonna go shoot it because it shot me. Never mind the fact that I shot it first.
Okay, I'm glad that you point that out because that's always on the tip of my tongue and I just can't say it.
I want to follow. I'm going to follow closely behind him, and I'm going to be carrying Queek's trophy rack. I'm going to be holding it and see if I get a reaction.
Okay. You end up going outside the area, and just outside the area, the engineerium, right here, on the other side of the trap door, you see, and I think this is the second time that this has been included in the campaign. I can't remember the first time. You see, oh dang it. Okay, it didn't zoom in. It zoomed out way too much. Don't look. Okay. You end up seeing a Grox. In fact, yeah, now I remember. This is what Keenan transformed into all the time. This Grox is laden with saddlebags, and on top of it is a heavy machine gun. Load on top of the Grox. Both of you take a perception test at disadvantage, please. I almost said at disability, but you can do that if you want, Joey.
I wrote 10. Yes, 10 or 11. So
Okay.
18.
Okay. You can tell, Jamboral, because you have the rack, you can tell that this is being directed directly towards you. Queek is located. Sorry, not Queek. Slipjab is located up and around the corner, somewhere around here, and he says, "Put rack in battle cattle. Put the rack in the battle cattle." And you can see, yeah, that there are 4 saddlebags on the battle cattle, on the Grox. Here's the machine gun.
I think for the first time in the entire campaign, I'm going to be a good player, and I'm actually going to put the trophy rack in the satchel thing.
Okay, you put the trophy rack inside the satchel. Which one? There's one on the front, or does it just not matter? There's 4 total, each on 1 leg.
Front left.
Okay, excellent. The Grox doesn't really seem to mind, and scaling down from the side of the chasm is a mighty slip jab the destroyer. Slip jab the destroyer. He destroys everything. Slip jab the destroyer.
Good man thing. Good man thing. Quick, know what you did. Slip jab, know what you did so long ago. Slip jab, see. Slip jab, watch.
So he's a bit of a voyeur.
Did you kill Queek? Queek head taker?
Vanya, was Queek the orc that we killed there? That
I
ring a
don't
bell?
know. You've had that rack a lot longer than I've been part of the campaign.
Ah,
You
fuck.
had it when I got here. So,
Yeah, I think we did kill Queek.
answer.
And
You kill Queek head taker. You make slip jab the last Skaven in the whole wide world. You know what that means?
It means we can rectify the problem?
it means we can exterminate you.
Whoa! Man things always mean. Here, listen. Queek wants to live. Queek knows what you want. But Queek would like to tell you there are other things here meaner than Queek. Quicker too.
Queek wanted to kill all of the orcs. All of them.
Not bad. Green things kind of mean, but in many cases, man things meaner. So, listen, Slip Jab is happy that you have gotten rid of all their Skaven and want no violence. Slip Jab is a good mouse. So here, take just a bottle of Warpstone. You could use this. I think you need it.
What is it? A water what?
Warpstone.
Okay.
But quick, Slip Jab not give you his pistol. No, 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 no.
It's a nice looking pistol.
Woodblock pistol. Fires good. Can shoot man in the back up to 40 paces away.
So we stay 42 paces away.
Preferably. Entire world knows how destructive you are. And every second I sit here, chances of me dying increase significantly. Come on, Slapshot. Come on, Battle Cattle. Let's go. And he calls for the Grox, which accompanies him, and they're going to try to get away before you destroy them.
Should we actually let them go this time?
I don't know. I'm gonna roll infamy just to find out if I attack him or not.
Okay, excellent.
I rolled 100, so I guess I'm letting him go.
Very well, very well. You've yeah, that's the highest you can roll, actually.
Yeah.
You are not feeling in fact, the entire campaign, you have had somewhat of a grace, almost a lucky streak the whole time, as if the universe itself was conspiring for you, but you feel as if it's almost like a spider sense. You feel as if it's all coming to an end.
Everybody dies in the end.
Thank God for that. Could you imagine? Boring.
And so now you are gifted the bottle of warpstone, distilled warpstone.
Neat. Which I'm
Alright.
assuming we need to get the Titan running or something.
Hopefully.
Okay.
While
Warpstone do?
while Vanya and could you type your name in the chat again, please, Lily?
Yeah.
It starts with an A. I know it starts with an A.
I was also asking, what does Warpstone do?
That's a good question for the party.
It's
I typed.
it's something from Warhammer Fantasy, which extends beyond my Warhammer knowledge, but to my understanding, it's rock infused with warp stuff, which is hell itself. So it does weird hellscape shenanigans. Warp fuckery, that's what it does.
It fucks with the dimensions and stuff, right?
Warp fuckery, that's what it
Yeah.
does.
So did the warp stone, was there something in the cockpit that looks like it would, you'd be useful with the warp stone?
Go ahead and take an insight or investigation.
Ooh. That's a 30.
Okay, yes, this is the cockpit of the battle machine. And in the battle in the cockpit, you can clearly see that you can see in the cockpit, you can see that there is
Ugh.
come on, let me go up, please. Let me go up, please. Let me go up.
Figure it out, you boomer.
Oh, dude, I'm such a
You old fuck.
I'm the second
Grandma.
oldest here. No, I'm the third oldest here. Never mind. I'm not that old. In fact, okay, yeah, you can see that in the cockpit there is very little power. The displays and the screens are running, but short of that, there's no receptacle for the warp stone in the cockpit.
That's probably down in the engineerium. If I had to hazard a guess,
Probably.
if it accepts it.
That sounds like a good idea.
I kind of want to talk to the princeps, but I know if I push the button, he's just gonna scream like a fuck-headed maniac.
Is there any way we could get him to not scream again?
Could shoot him in the face.
That's
And there's no one to drive the machine. Ugh.
The trophy rack could have been useful for that. Chop off his head and figure out what he knows about the machine, but a little late for that.
It mind impulse units require a living.
yeah. So unless one of us wants to jump in there, we're gonna kind of have to need to leave him there.
Well, but you don't need to get into the tank. There are Titan princeps that don't that aren't in an amniotic tank. They're functioning people. They just have a brain implant.
But
But
none
the
of us have that
like-
brain. I'm
well,
assuming.
And the likelihood of being able to use one is astronomical. Containment array was on C, which I'm assuming stands for contained.
Yeah.
Servitor teams were on R for resting.
I was thinking restricted.
Drive unit is R for stationary. I'm assuming operational.
You guys want to take this warp stone to the engineerium?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, might as well.
There's no way to communicate with the princeps, right?
But oh god, I pushed the button to talk to the princeps.
All right, well, that was fun.
Do we know what language that was supposed to be?
At least he didn't scream.
Is he speaking warp tongue?
It's probably crazy fucktard.
Very helpful. Thank you, DM.
Right? But unfortunately he's going to be the one that actually controls this fucking thing. So if we get this thing running, we're going to have Captain Insano behind the wheel.
While the deliberations went on with Slip Jab, please man, my memory is so bad. Amaris and Vanya, please go ahead and take an investigation or an insight check. It's going to be based off of intelligence. A D20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Unless you're spec'd into investigation. In which case you also add your proficiency bonus.
I got 8.
Okay.
I got 11, so not great.
You are both dazzled by all the controls, and they're almost as nonsensical as the stuff that you see on Star Trek. It's a bunch of beeping lights and flashing noises.
Are there buttons?
There are so many buttons. However, very few of them have power running to them. The screens are almost like in a standby mode.
Is there a particularly ostentatious looking button? It's very inviting, maybe?
I would say that
The big red one in the clear box that
Big
says
red
fire.
Self-destruct.
You're not allowed.
oh, hey, giving me ideas? Okay. Yeah, there's this one up here, I guess. It's a button and a light all at once. So there's kind of this duality there going on.
Looks like a siren.
Yeah. And the light's on?
The light is on, actually.
Can I tell what it does?
You unfortunately failed whatever that roll was by quite a margin.
I'm gonna hit the button.
Okay.
And we all die.
In the area where y'all had y'all been monkeying around with the lift, go ahead and take a perception check for hearing, Vanya. In fact, the whole party can do this.
I got a 20, not natural.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got a 10.
16.
All right. Well, Mr. Nagrel here is in that exact room where the button was hit earlier, and y'all kind of like broke through here. A tremendous explosion take place, and you can smell fire. You can definitely smell fire. The button is no longer active, and Vanya, take a corruption. The secondary armament light goes off completely. It's on neither setting.
Well, we've lost
fine.
one weapon at least. I'm gonna go ahead with the advocate for the original plan to go to the Engineerium with this newly acquired warp stone.
Okay.
Yep.
One, two. All right. Will the whole party be going down there?
We should leave at least one person up here, I think, to see if any of the lights change, but I don't know if we have radio.
We do
radios.
not. We
I volunteer to stay with the buttons.
No.
Please don't. You're not allowed. Oh. Haven't you learned anything about pressing buttons?
Yeah, it usually works out and it's just fine.
I will put you in the tank with the princeps.
Good luck.
I might help him.
The princeps seems delighted with this idea.
Okay.
What if it was an emergency autopilot button?
Yeah, see?
It
Mars
could've
knows.
Well,
At the very least, it's usually interesting when it happens. So
I'll give you that.
But there has to be an autopilot though, right? Because if there's no one there who's gonna like
No,
fly, or does it not work that way?
the autopilot would be in a fairly close to an artificial intelligence, which is heresy.
Oh,
Because Terminator actually happened in the Warhammer 40k universe. Skynet went live and like fucked the entire galaxy.
Wow. I'm not too worried about leaving anybody in here. I think we can always come back if we have to. I think I want to make my
and then
the Engineerium.
Okay, who's gonna go down there and who's gonna stay?
well, I'm not allowed to stay, so I'll go.
We could all go down. I think we can come back if we have to, but
Yeah.
the Princeps, the guy, he can handle it.
Yeah, he
right?
can stay.
Yeah, he can stay.
He'll be fine.
He's not going anywhere.
And I put the mask back on. I just took it off though. He kind of claps his hands.
Okay. I like him.
He's obviously a non-verbal communicator.
Very, very visual.
He's
He-
nonverbal autistic.
So as the party makes their way to the Engineerium, you really don't have to worry about the wackiness of verticality and all that, because that was kind of last episode. And the Three Stooges moments are fun, but hours of that kills souls. You end up making it to the Engineerium, and there are 4 pylons on either side, much like in the area above. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on either side, and they appear to be completely inert.
Oh,
And the mailbox, like shoot little deposit area, is begging for the warp stone.
I'll take the warp stone out, and I'm not going to deposit it yet. I just want to hold it near the deposit area to see what happens.
Okay, you can feel the entire area shaking, almost as if the Titan is getting excited about what's going to happen here. While, yes, there are no such thing as true artificial intelligences for the most part, every machine does have a machine spirit, which is an organic component which helps guide the machine. And for the most part, you can tell that that machine spirit is getting excited.
I think the
What do you
machine
guys
is
wanna
in
do
the
it?
shower.
I want to do it.
Worst case scenario, we all die. Best case scenario,
We all die.
Yeah.
did the Princeps give you the warp stone?
Slip jab, like the weird little warp
Right, dude.
guy gave it to
Oh,
me.
The other guy. Okay.
And before you enter the chamber, you do smell. Actually, yeah, you do end up smelling fire. Not too far away from you.
Over by the lift.
Um,
Get it out before we put the stone in.
or hear me out. We make more fire, bigger fire.
Flaming Titan. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it. We can do that. Do we see anything that looks like it would be fun to catch on fire? Anything flammable around? Explosives?
You remember the last episode when you were at the onmisiah's fist up top?
Yeah.
And the very same columns are located in the actual tunnel, and they I mean they seem like you guys are having a great time destroying them.
It was a bad.
There's also the mini trinkets and gadgets that I've given everyone and everyone's forgotten about. Those would probably be fun to burn. You might as well burn them because you're not using them.
Hey, I use my brass collar all the time.
I hope you're wearing it.
It's like on a belt loop.
Swag.
I'm gonna take Shroot's head and put it on one of the pillars, and then just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna fireball it. No, firebolt. Sorry.
Okay.
It's gonna be 16 to hit, and it's 8 damage.
Okay.
That's it, yeah.
Shrook's. Oh no, my cat. Oh no, that was already messed up. No, I think my cat fucked this up. Shrook's head was already really like messed up and just awful. But now you have a stuffed pig head, and it's now been cooked. So you guys can regain D6 HP by consuming it if you're down by any.
Woo!
Yeah, I definitely need it.
I will also take some of that good healing.
Is that shirt from that buff Indian guy on Facebook?
Yes, it is.
He has his own merchandise?
Yes, he does.
What the flip, dude? I mean, dude, he's cool, but how is he such a meme? That's crazy.
I don't know, but it wasn't expensive. It was hilarious. Totally worth it.
Okay, Shrook's head provides nutrition to the party, D6. D6 plus your constitution modifier.
Oh.
My cat. Oh.
Little
Any
shit.
corruption to that?
Man, it wasn't this bad before. At least I can breathe through it now. That's the good news.
Silver linings. Okay.
Okay.
I'm probably the odd man out here, but we should probably have the servitors put that fire out.
Do we have
If at all possible. We had those ones that were asleep on the level below us.
Yeah, but I don't know that they would be ours necessarily.
There are 3 servitors that were more or less standing by, and they were held. For the benefit of everyone here, a servitor is like a lobotomized person that has been given a series of cybernetic upgrades or downgrades, depending upon how you want to think about it. I have a picture of one right here. Let me boomer my way over. Yeah, here we go. That's a servitor. They're people, but they're basically they've had their brains scooped out so that they know how to breathe and they don't know how to walk and they know how to hit things and stay very, very rudimentary.
And/or lift and/or.
Yeah, and/or lift. It's servitors can do like probably 12 different things.
Right.
It's 40K, where if you're a criminal, we shove a spike in your brain and make you good at one thing,
It's
which is lifting things or hauling things or mopping the floor.
Hey, never waste a resource.
yeah, I'd like to be a mop servitor. That seems like the least rigorous thing to do. Okay, you
weird
get the
is it?
servitors once more, and you end up realizing that there is actually a control panel on this side of the door.
Does what do the controls on the control panel say?
There's a display, and the display shows this. It says visual learning, power consumption, exceeding nominal levels.
I think it's time to activate the warp stone. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do the warp stone. I want to deposit it.
Very well, very well. And the mailbox flap for the mailbox flap for the slot, it actually kind of greedily opens and closes before you deposit it in there. And with that, I would like everyone to take a Constitution check at disadvantage.
Great. Just great.
Fuck.
A whopping 9.
Okay.
Well, one of my rolls was a natural 20. The other was a 7 with my -3 in Constitution for a 4. Thank you so much for that.
You're the one that statted your character, yo.
No, I'm not. Not this one.
Oh no?
No, he took a shitload of Constitution from me a while ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
I got a 7 total.
Okay. If you got below a 14, you are thrown to the ground, and you will each receive. Oh my gosh! You'll each receive 1 damage. I always roll a solo. I brought out the D6 because I wanted to get nasty. And okay, you take 1 damage. You can.
Ow, my face.
You can. Yeah, that's the reaction. You can feel the entire dungeon shaking around and creaking as there is some sort of vertical ascent taking place here. You are now within a Reaver Titan. This is one of mankind's finest killing machines. It is it's very scary. It should say the Emperor's Fist instead of Canis Sanguine, but that's the only difference between this and the actual Emperor's Fist. There we go. And the whole place is shaking once again, and so yeah, and you can hear sirens and alarms going in the background.
I think we should run up to the cockpit and see what just happened.
Very well, very well. You are greeted by none other than the Princeps, and he's doing backflips inside the tank out of elation. This old withered man with his skin flapping around. he's very much delighted actually.
I don't know, anything that makes
So,
a weirdo that happy, is concerning.
Well, he is the Titan at this point, so
you can see now that in the motive force area, it is populated with six little blips have populated right here, and the Princeps chamber, yeah, occupy active drive unit. One of them is selected. The sensorium, and yeah, and that's about. So you can see now that the power distribution has been sent. One power resource has been sent to the drive unit, and one power resource has been sent to the Princeps chamber. So all the other power units are waiting to be distributed.
is that void nodules? Is that what that says?
Yes.
Which is probably void shields. So at some point we're gonna want that because I sense a fucking fight coming. Their secondary armament is gone. Thanks, Vanya.
Would we have any
In
idea?
fact, you can see now that there's one power resource at the servitor teams as well. And the Princeps has his hands over his eyes. He keeps miming like this.
Like he can't see, so we need to get the sensorium up and working.
Okay. Somebody roll initiative for the Princeps, please.
Nat 20.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Okay. He is swimming around in his tank, and you can see small bits of green energy arcing off of him, and the Princeps chamber actually receives a rebate of one power nodule. He's that quick. The screen, one of these screens comes alive, and you can see before you now that there is a small army waiting to destroy the Omnisciah's fist. There are none other than 3 enemy Chaos Titans, and each of their commanders is trash talking over the Blocksnet. We will break you down, abomination. Too long have you stood here. But beneath you, at your feet, you actually see the tank hag, and your meager force that has been assembled and survived. Nagril and Kazrak actually went back in time in their episode, and they brought a Defiler with them and the Vindicator. And you hear the tank hag, and she's like, "We're ready to make this final battle. This will go down in the ages."
Which begs a question: is the Ogren dead because of the explosion?
Whose Ogren was? Oh, the Ogren was yours.
Mine.
Make
Yeah.
a charisma check.
14.
Okay. The Ogren enters the cockpit and says, "Boss, I lost you. Boss, so good to be back."
See, good job, Jeffrey. Good job.
You can see that in the battlefield before you, it is a raid similar to this, in that you can see that the Chaos Battle Force is encroaching on you. They are they've spread out like such in a skirmish formation into a line with 3 enemy titans. And
No shit.
I need Nagrel. I would like you to take either a perception or a insight check.
I am gonna go with perception because it's better. And totally drop my fucking dice because I'm better. Where'd it go? When
Now
in doubt,
who's the
find
boomer?
another one.
Now who's the boomer?
Kill you.
Would you really make fun of a disabled man, Paul?
As much as I can. Vegetable, you vegetable.
Why am I grabbing everything but a fucking D20?
Oh, that's what happens, dude. That's exactly what happens.
Right, there we go. That's a fucking 14.
Okay, you can see through the sensorium sweep that there are 2 scud launcher like targets in the very back of the map. These are terrifying and should be treated with heed. And the this is roughly as big as the Reaver is compared to the knights that are encroaching on it. So the
Are they
Reaver,
knights or titans?
they are enemy knights.
Okay.
Even though there was a retcon not too long ago stating that knights are titans, but I don't believe that.
Well, I mean, they are, but they're not. But they are, but they're not.
They're not. So
It's kind of like how a battle car is a tank.
yeah, sure, yeah, that's yeah, an armored car, yeah. So yeah, you've got 3 different titans. Sorry, oh my gosh, we just switched me up. We got 3 different knights and then 2 launcher apparatuses as well.
Okay. That means we need void shields yesterday.
Okay, void shields are now activated. You have 2 power nodules left. Sorry, you have 2 power units left.
And I would assume we're going to want a primary weapon.
Okay, you have one. You have one.
Which is the primary, the plasma or the claw?
It's more of a weapon array. So I would consider take an insight check. Take an insight check.
10.
You can see that the primary weapons array is linked to 2 weapons on the knight. On the titan. Oh my gosh. I'm getting stupid.
So do we think that the secondary array would be these missiles up top here? Do we have any idea there?
Take an insight check at advantage.
At advantage. Mm. 13.
It's absolutely the missile array up top. It's absolutely that's what the secondary weapon is.
Thanks, Vanya.
Could have been faster.
We have 1 energy unit left, and we do have shields activated, right?
Yeah. We've got 1 in drive, 1 in the void nodules. I think it was 1 in primary. Well,
Yes.
yeah, because our secondary is non-existent.
So that last energy point, do we want to put it into secondary, or
Well, the secondary got blown up.
did it get blown up or dispelled?
Yeah, the light is off and totally.
Okay.
Like-
we have servitor teams.
Which will need to reload and prime and such.
Yeah.
So if what I'm assuming to be true and the model that was displayed is WYSIWYG,
Wizzy, what you
Okay.
see is what you get.
So we have a power claw and a plasma, whatever.
Disruptor, big gun
Yeah,
thing.
a big plasma gun. So that means we're gonna need. Actually, I don't know if servitors are needed to cool plasma weapons or of that size.
What did we decide the containment array does?
I believe it just contains the warp stone so that it doesn't warp fuckery all of us.
You can smell the fire beneath you. It is growing across the knight's leg.
Somebody have the servitors put that shit out.
I am happy to go check that out.
Very well. Who will accompany you?
Who will accompany me?
I suppose it's my mess. I should help take care of it.
Hmm.
Very well, very well. So Nagrel and look, I'm so bad at this. I'm gonna be such a terrible teacher. Amaris, Nagrel and Amaris will stay at the cockpit while Vanya and Jan Voral go beneath and to supervise the servitors. And you end up more or less doing just that. This entire task is too mundane at this point. Take an infamy check, both of you, please.
Rolled a 41. My infamy is 65.
My goodness.
Roll a 1.
Whoa! Wow. Okay, yeah. You guys are like the ultimate pep squad for the servitors. You get them into action, and they quickly begin dispensing the fire. I'm actually going to call for a intermission at this point. So go ahead and do what you need to do. I got something I need to do really quickly, and get ready to watch the magic happen.